Hi, and welcome to another episode of the Cat Lady podcast. My name is Andrea, also known as the Cat Lady. That's two T's, craft all the things. So welcome. If you are new, this is not necessarily a regular episode. This is kind of a special episode. I just came back from the New York Sheep and Wool Festival this weekend, which is also known as Rhinebeck. And so I will be talking 100% about Rhinebeck. I'm talking about the weekend, the travels, the stash enhancements, and I'm not going to be talking about anything else that I've been working on because frankly, since I recorded right before I left, I have not worked on anything. I was the primary driver, the only driver. I drove to and from and did not have any time to knit or spin or whatever besides for a few minutes here and there, so there was nothing to show. But you can follow me on the interwebs as the Cat Lady on Instagram, and I have a Cat Lady Podcast Facebook group, a Ravelry group, the Cat Lady Podcast, and I'm the Crafty Cat Lady, on YouTube. So if you want to go back and see what a regular episode looks like, if you're new, then feel free. If you're here specifically to hear about Rhinebeck, then welcome, and I hope you enjoy what you see. And if you like what you see, please subscribe and follow me some more. So, yeah, so I'm going to try my best to get through everything. I have a lot of notes here. I tried to write them as semi-detailed, so because it was a whirlwind. It was a whirlwind of a weekend, a fun weekend. I have lots of pictures to show, I have lots of stash to show, and lots of stories to share. So I will jump right in. And so we left on Friday. I got up early. Yeah, I didn't sleep the best all weekend, mainly excitement, partially hotel rooms, but Friday I woke up earlier than I wanted to, but I was excited to get ready to go. I had to get my kids to the bus and get them all organized and pretty much get all their weekend stuff organized and together on Friday. So I got them up, got them ready, and tried to get all my stuff together. Of course, I've been packing and stuff all through the week. I pretty much had all my stuff together, so got them to the bus, and yeah, pretty much as soon as they left, I came home and my traveling companions met me at the house. So I went with Wiley, who went with me last year, and then her friend Antje, who is a German woman who's living in Michigan right now. And so yeah, those were my travel buddies this year, and it went couldn't have gone any better. So they were here bright and early. We got on the road about 8:30. So far so good. So it's morning, it's sort of rush hour-y traffic, and I always use Google Maps. I've never had a problem with Google Maps. Google Maps has always been great. I've always had problems with Apple Maps. I have an iPhone. Apple Maps has been the one that's like taking you into left turn into the pond, you know, like taking you down back alleys when you don't have to, you know. That was Apple Maps. Google Maps always took me the right way. Always would avert me around accidents and traffic and everything. Great. So we're driving along, you know, probably only like 15 minutes into the trip, and it's telling me to go a different way. Like, well, maybe it's rush hour. I-75 gets pretty hairy in the morning, so I'm like, okay, I'm gonna go that way. And it's like, oh, look, it's shaving like an hour off our time. Like, wow, this is awesome. Like, seriously, this is great. Should have known better, but okay, it's early. Still drinking my coffee. I'm not 100% with it. So we're following the road, the freeway, the second freeway. So we get on the I-75, we get on the I-59. Obviously, if you're not familiar with the area, you have no idea. But if you are familiar with the area, you'll have a better idea. So then it's taking me to 94. And then it's taking me, so as soon as it hits the, okay, go on to 94, I'm like, okay, great. I look at the next direction. It's like, okay, in so many miles, get on to ON dash whatever. It's taking me to Canada. We didn't want to go to Canada. I selected the route that goes through the United States because there's two choices. You can go more northern route, which goes through Canada to New York, or you can go the southern route that goes through Ohio and Pennsylvania. Well, one of my traveling friends didn't have a passport. You know, I didn't particularly want to go. None of us had our passports because we had no intentions of going to Canada. And I know it saves an hour, but I would rather just take the other way and not have to worry about border crossing twice and be done with it. So I start on 94 the wrong way, and I was like, okay, we gotta get off and turn around. And then I'm like, okay, well, which way do we need to go? What do we need to do? And I'm trying to get the map to switch. I stop it, I mean, I'm driving at the same time, so of course, you know, this is all very hectic. So I stop it, I start it, I hit the 10-hour route around the bottom, the southern route, and it switches back. And then I do it again, and it switches back. So I'm ready to throw the phone out the window. And then every time I am trying to, like, finally I do get it set to the right way. Make a U-turn. Make a U-turn. Like in the middle of the road. Just make a U-turn. Sure. Okay, I'm just going to make a U-turn. Like anywhere. One at a time. And that was like the consistent throughout any time. Anytime we got off the freeway for gas, whatever. Okay, make a U-turn. Just on the on-ramp. Just, you know, just make a U-turn on the on-ramp into the off-ramp. Or from the off-ramp back to the on-ramp. Yeah, sure. Thanks. So, yeah. That was something. And then when I finally was on the right direction, it kept popping up a little bubble saying, hey, there's a shorter route. Why don't you take this route? No thanks. And you had to literally click no thanks, or it would automatically reroute you the quicker route. So we lost about 20 minutes in the morning, which again, we still made really great time overall, but so yeah, that was that. Maybe I wrote here we ended about 30 minutes out of the way, but it was like 20 to 30 minutes, but it was okay. It was at the beginning. It was fine. And to be honest, we would have had to we ended up actually 75 was fairly closed south of Detroit. It's completely closed all the way to the border practically. So we would have had to do some rerouting onto 94 anyways, but still, we lost a chunk of time there. Luckily, we packed a lot of food and snacks, so we didn't have to stop a lot. I packed turkey sandwiches, and we had snacks and nuts and bars and sandwiches and everything. So all we stopped for was gas and bathroom breaks. So it was very minimal. So we stopped 2 or 3 times. That was it. So we made good time. We got into the room at like 8 o'clock. And yeah, everything went smooth. We did pass a car fire on the opposite side of the road, which was kind of scary, but it didn't affect us at all. But of course the other side was just insane. So it's a really nice drive. It's a pretty drive. The leaves are changing color. It's very hilly and mountains and very pretty. So we kind of just oohed and ahed a lot on the way there. When we hit New York, I think it was dark. I think it was dark already. When we hit New York, it was dark, and we're only traveling like an hour-ish, an hour and a half maybe tops in New York. But boy, that leg of the trip felt like forever. That felt like 3 hours. I don't know if it was just because it was dark or we were just getting tired, you know, whatever, and we were just excited to get there. But that just it's like it felt like forever. But we made it. We got in around 8, so you know we left at like 8:30, got in at 8, so can't really complain too much. And since we had a bunch of food, we had a nice little picnic me and Ansha did. Wiley ended up going down to the restaurant in the hotel and got a drink and just wandered a little bit. But me and Ansha had a little picnic. She had brought like hummus and brie and crackers, and we had grapes, and she made a homemade like pasta salads. Oh yeah, it was amazing. So after that, we went to bed. So Saturday, up bright and early. Got up around 7, which is, you know, typical time I wake up anyways. And I think I woke up at like 5:30 and played on my phone for a little bit. And then went back to sleep at like 6 and then was up at 7. Because again, hotel rooms, excitement, etc., you know, I just wanted to go. But, you know, we got our things together, primped up a bit. Wanted to look pretty. Packed my backpack, had some snacks, packed a sandwich for lunch, some water, a couple projects to work on, a knitting project, spinning project, just in case, which I did work on a little bit, but not much. Kim, who was chasing acorns, she came. She had actually made a vacation out of this, so her and her husband came up earlier in the week and, you know, made their way up here, and then actually we're going to New York City on today. I think they're going to go see the Statue of Liberty today, so, and then come home tomorrow or sometime this week. So, but she decided to carpool with us to the festival, so her husband dropped her off at our hotel at like 7:30, and she came to the festival with us, so that was fun. As we were leaving, I totally almost forgot my cat ears, so I can't believe that. So luckily, right before I left, I got those. Would have felt so lost without them. We had our continental breakfast, which was good. The food was good. Coffee was terrible. So kind of had a caffeine withdrawal headache all day because I didn't really get any coffee. So that's okay. We got a quick drive to the festival. It was only like 15 minutes from our room. Again, it was still early enough that it wasn't too busy. We kind of avoided a lot of traffic, so that was good. Google Maps did take me a good way, I think, that time, because there were 2 ways you could come into the festival, and it did route me the way that was less busy. So kudos to them for that. But I don't know. I've lost all trust. I've lost all trust for Google Maps. I just can't anymore, and that's sad. That's really sad. But as soon as we got in, or as soon as we got into the festival or into the parking area, we got a really good parking spot, like only like 3 rows back from the check-in. So that was great because we were back and forth to the car a couple times, drop off stuff. I had blankets I picked up later, so it was nice to be able to not have to worry about that. And then yeah, the line was already pretty long, but again, it was waiting to be open, so it wasn't open yet. We were there about 10-15 minutes before 9, so. Then everyone was just waiting for the gate to open. They had a bag check this year, which they did not last year. However, the bag check lady was more interested in my ears and excited and like oohing and eyeing over my ears and thought it was so funny. I was wearing cat ears that she like was like, it's in my bag. I'm like, hey, do you want to check my purse? She's like, you know. So that was kind of funny. So she didn't really care all about my bag too much, which there's nothing in there anyways, but. As soon as we got in the gates, then we, let's see, I'll show you the flyer, or the booklet. So there was their logo this year, and with these creepy sheeples, I think they were called. And later on, which I think I have a picture, these sheeple people were, I have a video, that's right, were wandering around buying and being creepy. So if you followed anything on Instagram from some other people, you've probably seen them, but yeah, it was weird. So, and I'll probably be putting in pictures throughout. If I miss any, I'm going to just throw everything at the end. So I might have a little, so depending on what I get in while I'm talking, and then there might be just some random stuff at the end if I forget it. So onward. So I was ready to go. We pretty much all split up, and you know, I'm not messing around. I knew I needed to hit the Expo Center area buildings A through C because and even by the time I was there, it was already crazy. The big names get super crowded, and it's not that I want to get into the big name booths, because I don't. It makes the whole place crowded and hard to get to the booths that you want to get to. Primrose Yarn Company was there, which I'd love to pop in there and see, but it was like just, you couldn't move. And if you did get in the booth, then you couldn't get out. Miss Babs, of course, you can barely get in the booth, and then if you want to buy something, you have to wait in the line that's already out the door of the building. So to me, that's not worth it particularly. So maybe one year I'll splurge on something like that. But first building I hit up, so I'm going to start showing off I'll just show what I got as I tell my tale. So first thing I got was fiber optics, and this seems to be a favorite of mine every year. So the 3rd year I've gone. This is my 3rd fiber optic gradient. So here's her card. Fiber optic yarns. And I apologize, they're probably not going to focus. They never want to focus. Fiber optic yarns. And this is the 80% merino, 20% silk, copper dash verdigris color. So it goes from a coppery orange to and the color's not going to show off, it's so dark. It goes from like a dark green, like forest green, to kind of black, to almost like burgundy, to orange. So, and of course, eventually, within the week, I will have this all in my stash page on Ravelry with pictures. So you'll be able to see better pictures of everything I've gotten. So that was stop 1. And so I'm wandering through, that was building C, I think we went CBA. So wandering through C, and then I think this was also in building C, is Lisa Souza Knitwear and Dye Works. There's her card, Lisa Souza, which I actually hadn't heard of, but this is a Merino Yak blend, which after I touched it, I just couldn't pass it up. And these were the last two. I got two of them. Yak Merino top in a brown. It's like a natural brown color. 4 ounces each. But it's like a lighter brown. It's coming out a little bit darker than, but it's like a grayish brown. It's amazingly soft, like really soft, so soft. Oh, so this needs to be something cozy and cuddly, and so smells sheepy, yacky, I guess. So I got 2 of those. It's just very airy and just so soft. So I couldn't pass that one. And these were the last 2. That's why I opted for 2, because usually I don't buy 2 of things, but the more I knit and the more I spin and the more I do these things, I always realize, you know, you buy 1 skein of something and it's hard to do something with 1 skein. You either have to match it with another color that you have, or, you know, like there are 1 skein projects. Like my shawl is 1 skein. My Twinsy shawl is a nice 1 skein project, and there's plenty of those too, but sometimes you just like something bigger, something just squishy and big, and that's kind of what I'm starting to realize more. So I got 2 of these. And so something like my gradients, you know, since it's a gradient, you're really good with 1. So this is a good 1 skein project yarn after it's spun up, and this is a good 2 skein project yarn once it's spun up. It's natural brown too. This is going to be really pretty. It's going to be a nice, really elegant object, whatever it ends up being. So then, still in building C, I got another bag of Into the World odds and ends. So if you follow me, you know I'm working on my first bag from last year of odds and ends, and I'm loving it. I'm loving every second of it. There's just so much fun. So what it is, it's 4 ounces. Well, it says 4 to 4.3 ounce, so it varies. Random assortment. Assorted wool. Contents may include alpaca, yak, camel, superwash fibers, bamboo, silk, nylon, or cashmere. So it's a eclectic mix of who knows what. And a lot of the bags had a lot of gray in it, so I tried to find one that was more colorful. So this one seemed to be a nice, good, colorful bag. And they're colorful, but they seem to complement each other. There's nothing, it's not like too, like, to the point where, like, none of the colors go together. So that was my Into the World purchase. And again, I went in knowing a lot of these things I was going to get, and then one of the other buildings, I don't think it was C, but it must have been no, it's probably not building C, but it might have been. I might have bought everything in building C, but could have been in a different building. I don't know what this is. It doesn't have a fiber content on it. Quality products from our own flock, so it's from their own flock, Weston Hill Farm. It's not super soft, it's a little scritchy, I guess you could say, but it's really pretty, and it was on sale. It was 2 for $30, I think. 250 yards each. Oh, okay, I didn't think this one had a tag. I have Mountain Lake and Pumpkin Spice, and I thought these 2 colors looked really good together. It's a sport weight, and see, my goal was to not buy all fingering weight, because that's what I'm always, that's popular. That's what a lot of the indie dyers sell, and that's just what you find a lot. I do like it because I like the fingering weight shawls and socks and everything, but I don't have a lot of other weighted yarns in my stash. So when I see something I like that's worsted, sport, DK, I don't have anything to use. So I thought, okay, you know, and again, I bought 2 because I'm like, I want to make something of decent size. And if I only had 250 weights, or 250 yards, it'd probably be cowl, which is fine too. But, you know, this, I at least can make shawl then, or something. Scarf, stole, I don't know. So again, I gotta do some pattern searching, but I love these 2 colors together, these nice deep. And this one's got some nice tonals. It's almost got greens in it. So again, I'll have to try to take some good pictures of it. You can kind of see it there. It's got like the greens and blues. This one's all orange, but it's got a little dark and light spots. So that again was Weston Hill Farm. Sport weight hand dyed. So that was it from A through C. After I was out of the building, so reception does not work very well in there. So as soon as I stepped out of the building, I got a notification. Jen's like, "Hey, where you at?" So I met up with Jen, the end creative crafter, who is my yarny bestie, and we're walking up the hill trying to. I'm like, "Where are you at?" She's like, "I'm by the pan flute people." I'm like, "Where are those people?" I'm walking up the hill, trying to figure out where she is, and I practically just passed right over her because she's so short and skinny now. So yeah, that was silly, but I found her, and we were both wearing our twinsy shawls, so I'll put in a picture of us. The running joke of the day was that we were just like the movie Twins, and I was Danny DeVito, or I was Arnold Schwarzenegger, and she is Danny DeVito because of our ridiculous height difference. Yeah, like when she came in for a hug, it's like boob hug, so it is kind of funny. So seriously, everybody I'm around, and I mean, she is a little bit short, but I feel like I'm also ridiculously tall, so it's like everybody I'm by, it's like, here's me, there's everybody else. So kind of joking, like, you guys gotta stop being so short. So on our way up to the barn area, so those were the Expo Center buildings that I came from, and we decided to head up to the barn area because we were on a mission to go get a Gales Art sock link. Ran into Sarah, the Canadian knitter, and Jessica from Sarah Nova Crafts, which Jen came with them, but you know, they had separated just like I separated from my group, but we ran into them again. So I got in my hugs and hellos, and off we went to Gail's Art. And Gail had a double booth this year, so it was much easier to get in there and get our purchase. Of course, there was a large crowd around the sock blanks because these, I think, do go quick. But we still had a really good selection and had choice, and so we got our sock blank twinsies on, and this is what we got. And this is called Brass Octopus, I think? Brass Octopus. So it's very steampunk. It's got purples and browns. We were trying to avoid something that had a lot of white in it because, you know, when it knits up as socks, it's kind of awkward sometimes. They did have a Rhinebeck one, but, you know, we weren't 100% sold on this, but as soon as we saw this one. And it's sparkly, of course. I don't know if you can see the sparkles. There we go. So, this will be a twinsies project at some point. No time frame on that now, but there is her. There's her card, Gail's Art. She's on Etsy, so you can order these on Etsy. 100 grams, 438 yards, superwash merino nylon stellina. And I've always been happy with hers. This is my second blank, so I really enjoyed knitting the first one, so this one will be just as good, I'm sure. So then we kept going, we went through a few more buildings, and then took a break, and she wanted to unload some stuff she had for me, and I had some stuff for her, so I finally gave her the Alaska bags, and I also had gotten her some yarn last Christmas, so that was her Christmas present. And so she said, okay, well, this is your Christmas present, because she had bought me something from the last festival she was at, and so she really likes Fiber Stash. She's in Vermont, and she is friends with the dyer, and I have never tried Fiber Stash, so she got me a Fiber Stash, so I'm very excited. I did do a Fiber Stash fiber that also Jen got for me. So this is a Fiber Stash yarn, Twinkle Toes. So superwash merino nylon twinkle in the poisoned apple colorway. So it's a nice like pink. It's not as pink as it's showing up on the screen. It's a little more muted. It's more of burgundy pink, I guess. But that looks way pink. So, but you can see the sparkle. So that was my Christmas present. And then this is a mini of the leftover from her twinsies in the Blue Moon Fiber Arts Super Sparkle. Lots of sparkle going on today. So that was that. So we did that. And then what did we do? Oh, we stopped at the sheep and alpaca barns, and I told my daughter Emily that I would give her a call and FaceTime her when I was near the sheep. So, and she also wanted to see Miss Jen, so we did a little FaceTime call. Couldn't hear a thing, but we showed her the sheep, showed her Miss Jen, and she was good to go. And Miss Jen needs to come back and visit because Emily misses you. Wandered more. Again, I was eyeballing the non-fingering weight yarn. So then my next purchase was the Biltmore wool barn. And it doesn't have a tag on it, but I'm pretty sure it's just superwash merino. It's 9 ounces, which I think it was only labeled as 8. But it's 9 ounces of a worsted weight merino. It's very soft and squishy, and there's a lot of it. So I cannot remember the yardage because I looked at the tags for the other colors that were there, and I was kind of basing it off that. But this was the color I really liked. And I like these dark kind of, this is like a woodsy, fallsy color. I like the maroons. I like the earth tones. I like the darker. I like dark purple. I like the dark pink. I like the teal, you know, all those jewel tones. I like the fall colors, the oranges. So definitely got a running color theme here. So that was that. So everything's going pretty smooth here. I got everything organized. Oh. Then after we made it through, you know, half the barns, we met back up with Wiley, who needed to drop some things off of the car. So she got my keys, and she had gotten me a birthday present. So I had mentioned a couple times, I've mentioned in the past that I wanted to try a loop bump. And this is the spinning fiber that you pull like a center pole ball, so it starts in the middle. This is really, I mean, this is going to be so interesting to play with. But look at those. Now I know I just said I like dark colors and earth tones and whatever, but I also like bright obnoxious colors too. So there's two sides here. So this reminds me of my rainbow, or what was it, Rainbow on Ecstasy that I got from Sarah 2 years ago, a year ago, I can't remember. It was like a year and a half ago. So this will be reminiscent of that one. And obviously this, you know, this is going to have to be a, yeah, it's going to have to be a chain ply spin just to keep all those lovely colors together. And it's called Summer Crush from Loop Fiber Studio. So that's exciting. And then she got me some pins, which she had picked up a bunch of pins from Bitsy Knits, which has an Etsy store that you can get these on. So there is some foul language, so if there are children watching, fast forward real quick. But this is my favorite one. It's got a cat on it. It says, "I knit stuff," in the inappropriate word. And then this one's cute. This one is family friendly. Make socks, not war. So those are fun buttons. And I've decided I need to upcycle a pair of denim pants. I know I have some denim laying around that's ready to be used for not pants, and I want to make like I don't know if I just need to make a bag to carry with me to festivals to keep all my pins or what, but it's like I don't like putting pins into my purses. I don't like putting pins into like bags that I buy. But if I make myself something sturdy, like a denim faced bag, just for taking to festivals, I keep all my pins on there. Because I got other pins too. I got a bunch of podcast pins, and I started just putting them on my shawl because, you know, I didn't have to kind of go through the stitches. I didn't have to like poke through it. So I had a nice like line of pins going down by the end of the day, which you'll see in the pictures. While we were waiting for Wiley, we passed the auction barn, the auction barn, where they auction off the livestock, the sheep and the alpaca and whatever. And I will put in a small video of, you know, I don't see it, but you hear it because it's like the traditional auction guy. So like, just seriously. Makes your throat dry just listening to him. So I put in a small video of that, because that was pretty funny. And then it's just like sold for 400 whatever, and like how did you follow any of that? I don't know. We did the rest of the barns, and we stumbled across the museum, Like this weird, like we'd never been there before, and I didn't write this down, but I remembered it, so I wanted to write it down so I remember to put in a picture. So let's see, museum. Pick. It was just like old-timey stuff. There was like carriages and weird mannequins on top of them. I didn't take very many pictures, but I took pictures of some of the weird mannequins riding the horses, and you know, they had like steam engine stuff, and yeah, so I mean, it is the county fair grounds, so yeah, it had just kind of weird stuff. But yeah, we'd never been to that building. We're like, oh, what's this building? We were looking for the 2-story. There's one building that's like 2 stories. There's a basement section, and then there's an upper section. So we thought we were going to that, but that wasn't it. So we found a new place this year. So then we found the 2-story and went through that, and that was the last barn in the you know, we started at the far end and worked our way back. Then we took a bathroom break because, yeah, it's, you know, we've been there a couple hours, time for a bathroom break. They had bathroom attendants, like, okay, there's one open over here, okay, there's one open over there, and like we were joking in the car that she needed, like, those airplane, like, you there, lightsabers. So, which, I mean, it worked out nice, because, yeah, you didn't have to wonder if someone's in the bathroom, and it just kept the line moving, so I guess you can't complain about it, but it was strange. I don't remember that from last year. Might have been, but I don't remember. We then went back to the expo centers because Jen hadn't been to ABC yet, and we decided we wanted to find, I think we decided while we were going through Barnes and discussing, we decided we would just go get some Into the World fiber to twinsy again. We were twinsying all the things. So we would get some twinsy fiber, and she will spin it for me because I want some Jen handspun, darn it, and everyone else is getting Jen handspun and I am not. So she bought some to spin for me, and I bought the same one to spin for her. So back to Into the World we went, because that's where we just decided, you know, why not? It's good fiber and a big selection, lots of colors. So we went with the Pullworth silk. It's a 60% Pullworth, 40% silk, in the 221B colorway, which is a Sherlock Holmes reference. So there's that. Purples and grays, little pinky kind of in there. So yeah, the color isn't perfect, but those are like dark purples in there, kind of black. Lots of purple. I got lots of purple. We got a purple sock link. Purple this, kind of purpley worsted, but that's okay. And that was my final purchase of the day. I actually stuck to my budget for the most part. I had brought in a certain amount of cash to spend. That was the only purchase that was on the credit card, because I ran out of cash after the last one, after the worsted yarn, but you know, that was okay. So I did pretty good. I'm not going to complain too much. That is not all the stuff I got, but that is all the last thing I purchased. So stay tuned. Made it out. Made it out alive. And then it was about noon. No, it was the afternoon. It was like 12:15, 12:30. Maybe it was like 12:30. So it was like 12:30. And we decided it was a good time to plop down and just take a break. Did some spinning. Jen took a video of me spinning, so I'll put that in there. Again, I can write that down. Let's see. Oh, okay, I got that in there. Photos.
Andrea spinning her frog hair. I like the face.
All about the funny faces.
Oh yeah, it's part of the spinning experience. Every spinner has a face. And some Twizzlers also. Food of champions.
Must have.
Did you think you were gonna get a video with no commentary?
Yes, I did.
Nope.
I ate my sandwich, which I like double bagged, and like I had it was in a bag, then I put it in a bag of ice, and then I put that bag in a bag in my backpack because I wanted it to stay cold and I didn't want ice to leak all over my backpack. So it worked out. It was a nice cold turkey sandwich. Had some Twizzlers because who doesn't love Twizzlers? And sat and chatted with Jen and did some spinning. She showed me her supported spindles, and we did some of that. And what was I gonna say? Oh, Then we saw these people, which I don't, it wasn't the exact same people, but we saw the people dressed up as creepy sheep. So I will put a video in of me spinning a little and Jen's lovely commentary, because she couldn't not have commentary apparently, even though I took a video for her and I didn't say a word. I was like, okay, she's spinning, I'm not going to say anything. No, she had commentary. And then people dressed as sheep wandering around buying, real creepy.
That's like nightmare fuel right there.
I have to say, that's a little creepy. So we were there for a bit, and then I ran to the car to get my blankets, because it was getting close to podcaster meetup time, and I wanted to lay out my blankets and have a meeting spot set up for us all to hang out. I ran into Sue and Lynn, who I hadn't seen yet from Two Tangled Skeins. They were I was coming back from my car, they were going to their car, and Sue gave me the best cannoli ever. She had like a whole box of like a couple left, and she's like, do you want one? And I said yes, and it was amazing. Here's a picture, because it was that amazing. Probably the best cannoli I've ever had. It was so good. And next page. Podcaster meetup was at 1. I got my blankets, got comfy. Then soon after, Jess and Sarah wandered over and just enjoyed some people watching. I didn't want to do the whole, like, I saw Mina from the Knitting Expat, but you know, it's like she already had a crowd. It was like, and I don't know, I just feel awkward, so I didn't go up there. I saw Woolenbein later, Kristen, the grocery girls were there, and they had like they like ended up at the side with a line, like it was like meeting a rock star. I mean, it was like ridiculous. I'm not that, I can't do that. I just can't do that. So, but I had a few, the groups that I was with, I had Sue and Lynn, I had Jessica and Sue and Lynn from Two Tangled Skeins, Jessica from Sarah Nova Crafts, Sarah the Canadian Knitter, Jen the Creative Crafter, Kim from Chasing Acorns, and then I also saw Selma from Little Big Knits, and Kate from, what's her podcast name again? Hawthorne Cottage, I think. I have a button. Yeah, it's Hawthorne Cottage Crafts. Little Big Knits, Two Tangled Skeins. So show off my buttons while I'm talking about them. So there's that one. Cute little button there. And then Selma's button. More button. I already have a Two Tangled Skeins, but now I have another one for my collection. And then we'll talk about this one later. So let's see. So yeah, I saw all them, and then I had a couple listeners that came up and found me, which is always a pleasure. So Lollipop 1956, who is Joan, and I think I remember meeting her last year. That's her Instagram name. And then Linda, who is LM Cole on Instagram. She's the awesome, like, Ironman runner, biker, swimmer, like, awesome. So I got photos with some of them, and so I'll put photos of me and my podcasting buddies and my friends that I met up with. And I got the last stitch marker from Barbara, the Flame and Fiber podcast. So she makes these, and they are amazing. And if you remember the little yellow leaf that I use on a lot of my projects, that was from her last year. So I got the last one, and it's pink, and it's a little flower. It's kind of hard to see, but see if that's a little better. She made a bunch of these and was handing these out, and this was the last one. So I was very excited, because I'm like, where is she? I need to find her. And so I got a photo with her and got my little stitch marker from her. So that was good. And then I met a bunch of new people, which is always exciting. New podcast people, and got a bunch of stuff because everyone likes to hand out stuff. So I will go down the list here. So I met the Reluctant Sisters podcast, which I'm very excited to check out. It's the Reluctant Knitter on Instagram, Adrian and Sarah. Got a little triangle snap pouch thingy, and it's got cats on it. So this is really cute. It's got little snappies on it. And this, yeah, and we ran into, I think Jen already knew who they were. I did not, but we ran into them in the barn on the way to Gail's Art, I believe, and chatted for a minute. I gave her a pin and gave them pins and my coupon codes, and then, yeah, she pulled out these little pouches, and of course she had one that had cats on it, and I had to grab it. So there was that. And then we got to meet Moms with Yarn podcast, Sharon V. Sharon V is her YouTube username. She's got a couple other usernames too for Instagram and Ravelry, but she was nice to chat with for a few minutes. And the next one I met was and this was while we were kind of wandering around and Jen was helping me pass out my cards. I'll talk about that in a minute. Pearl Gray, she is a newer podcast. I love her card too. Pearl Gray with Alice. She is on YouTube and Instagram there. And she said I looked at her YouTube page. She's got like 3 or 4 episodes and she's super cute, super nice, and I am excited to binge on that because that'll be quick to catch up with since she's new. And best of luck to her. So it's an interesting world of this podcasting thing. Tranquil Cottage Knits kind of came up to us while we were sitting and gave us their business card and a little bag of buttons and stitch markers. So we got a couple little just simple plastic, which I was just talking in the car how much I love these stitch markers. I wish they were a little more pretty because they're, they're plastic. Oh my gosh, it's almost time. The kids just got out of school. It's 3:15. I can't believe it. So I need to finish this up before they get home. But yeah, I got some buttons, some nice little heart buttons, flower buttons. Yeah, it's cool. So Tranquil Cottage Knits, Michelle, Knitwear Design. So I'll have to check her out on Ravelry. See what she's got. And everyone I met, I passed out with my stuff too. And then we got Chasing Acorns, of course Kim. She was passing out stitch markers, and if you would pick, she had them all in these little envelopes, and if you picked the one with the acorn in it, you won a bag from her, basically, a custom bag. But I picked the giraffe, which I would have totally felt guilty if I picked a bag, because I already have a bag and I know who she is. So, but I got a giraffe, and then Lynn got a spinning wheel, and I'm like, oh, I like yours, and she's like, I'll trade you, and she said she would trade, but it's like, I don't have it with me, so she just gave it to me. And it's a little spinning wheel. Stop moving. So, got those stitch markers, and those are my favorite kinds with the little clips on them, but I use those the most. And then, oh, that's later. But yeah, and then we met the Strings and More knitting podcast, and he gave us a button, and he was kind of just advertising for his wife, so I gotta check that out. But they talk about, I think the lamb strings yarn, he might have said, I don't remember, but it's a yarn company, and then they talk about their yarn, and then they talk about like popular patterns and stuff on Ravelry and just kind of popular knit news. So that's their podcast. Now, yeah, I forgot to write that on my list, but luckily I had the button. And then Wrapped in Wool podcast, I got a little piece of chocolate and a button, a card. So again, I got lots of new podcasts to check out. I'm excited to hear the Rhinebeck recaps. And then I got, so then we started, some of these I met while passing out business cards, others they just kind of happened, but, so I still had a bunch of coupon cards left, the coupon codes. I'm like, I really should give these out, It's like I didn't wander too much. I don't know, I feel weird just wandering up to people. So Miss Antisocial Jen, who's like, oh, I'm not social, grabs my cards and leads me around like a little puppy dog, like, here, do you want coupon codes to this shawl? And she's like, this is a shawl, and she designed it, and, and I finally spoke up a little bit, but I am antisocial a little bit. I like people, I like to talk to people once I know them and they talk to me, but going up to people and talking to them are not my thing. So my little PR director took me around, and her PR representative, whatever, took me around and handed out my handed out my cards for me. And I joked that I should have left the extras with her so she could have handed them out on Sunday too, because she was there a little bit on Sunday, but I didn't have very many left. But while that, we saw Shamika, who is Mika on Etsy, and she had the beautiful, beautiful pink sweater with the pink lipstick, and she looked gorgeous, so it was fun to meet her. And then I got this candy bar from Sue T Knits, Liza Knits, and Mimi Knits 123. I think is all their Instagram names, the Ravelry names. And they were just handing out candy bars, say thank you on it, to podcasters. So that was nice. And this was the last one. I was like got the last of everything. I got the last of the Flame and Fiber swag, and I got the last candy bar. Good thing Jen is on a diet, because she's a podcaster too, but taking one for the team, Jen. I'm eating this candy bar for you. And then, lastly, finally, and this was after we were kind of sitting down, Kim came back with a little fiber sample. I'm like, oh, where'd you get that? And she's like, oh, up there. She's giving them away. So a Classy Squid Fiber Company was just, she had a bag of these little sample fiber things. And this was wrong. She told me what it was, but I don't remember. It's fiber. I don't care. And it's pretty. It's pink and purple. So she got, but she had a prototype of a, I think she said it was aluminum. It was like a die-cut aluminum drop spindle. And it thing spun like amazing. Like you'd spin it and it just would spin and spin and spin and spin. Like it didn't stop. It just, you had to stop it. So it was really cool. So it's a prototype. She said, you know, I need to find her on Instagram, because I want to keep up with that, because I would totally, you know, totally get in on that. So that was the last bit of the day. Oh, almost. And I got a bag of minis from Sarah. She had minis to hand out. She's like, do you want minis? I said, yes, I would like minis. And she gave me a big bag of minis. I got those. And that was mostly it. So Hill cleared out a bit. We finally got most of the group. I think most of the, I don't know, I still don't know if we had all the group that, you know, we had planned to meet together. We got most of them at least, and we took a group photo. So I put that in there. I had a lovely Kim. So Kim's not in my photo, but stay tuned. She took the photos for me of our group. And Wiley wasn't there either. She was out and about, and Ansha was taking a nap. So, you know, it was mostly the podcaster little chatty group that, anyways, but then Lynn had her camera. She's like, oh, Kim, can you use my camera? And Kim's trying to figure it out, and then some random guy comes over with his camera, and he used Lynn's camera to take pictures, and then he took pictures with his camera. And he's like, oh, so do I know any of you, you know? And he's showing us his Ravelry button. His name is Mr. Knitterotica. So I sent him a message today saying, hey, you know, you took our picture, and he said he was trying to take pictures of lots of groups, and then he'd show him who he is on Ravelry, and we could track him down and get our photo. So we have a picture with Kim from Mr. Knitterotica on Ravelry. So I sent him a message today, so we'll see if we can get the picture. Let's see where I'm at. I think I'm almost done. Oh, and then after our, I think it was before the group photo. In photo mode, I think it was before the group photo. We got the Ultimate Twinsies photo. I will show that. And we are wearing our twinsy shawl. We have black shirts, jeans, Arnie and Carlos Regia socks. We have our Karen Cake shawl, our Into the World purchase, our Northern Lights bag, our sock blank. I think that's it. If there's something I missed, since I'm doing this off the top of my head, I will write it down. I think that was everything. We twinsied all the things. Like literally, like we couldn't get much more twinsier. We could. I'm sure we still could, but that was about as twinsy as we could get. Someone made a comment like, do you guys have a matching tattoo? That would maybe go a little too far, but you know. So that was our Ultimate Twinsy photo. So Angie, if you are watching, I think I got you. So then after that, all that was over, everyone dispersed and did their own thing again. Kim wanted to get me a birthday present. So we wandered back into building C, I think. And I knew I wanted to do something quick. Actually, I think we went into building B, now that I think about it. But we were just wandering through, and I spotted 100 Ravens yarn, which Jessica Serenova Crafts is friends with the dyer and raves about her yarn all the time. Like, I never tried it. It was being sold at the Bee Biz, which was weird. Very small selection. I didn't have a lot to choose from, but there was purple. There was a pinkish purple. It's, again, the color's not coming out. It's not as bright. It's bright, but it's not that bright. But it's the 100 Ravens Ayachos Bacante, or Nachos Picante was the joke, because I can't pronounce that. Yachos Bacante. 400 yards, 100 grams, merino, superwash. So, new dyer to add to my collection. Thank you, Kim, for the birthday present. Thank you, everyone, for my birthday presents. And then we left. That was it. We were pretty much tapped out mentally, physically, financially. That was it. We did it. We did Rhinebeck. Yes, there's no question there. We decided to meet with Jessica, Sarah, Jen, Lynn, Sue, Elizabeth, who traveled with them, at Panera, which was perfect. It was perfect. Like, because, the last 2 years we've gone, like, crazy places for dinner. We tried to, you try to meet with people, and, like, the one year that, we kind of went out of the way, and we waited a long time for everyone to get there, and just, like, by the time we got our food, it was, like, it took way too long. And then last year we wandered around, and to even find a place to sit down, we ended up in some weird, crowded, dark pub, and it just was awkward. So Panera, guaranteed to have a good meal. You know what to expect, and it was not busy. So we all went in, ordered our food, sat down. We, most of them had their knitting with them. I didn't. I left it in the car, but that's okay. We were actually a little bit later than them, anyways. But we enjoyed a nice meal, nice company, and I'll put a picture. And yeah, that was perfect. It was a perfect place. And then while I was there, I got minis from Lynn. So I got more minis. So I need to start working on my blanket because I have all these minis. And then I got a design specially for me color collection of minis from Jessica. And yeah, so she's tried to stick the pinks and purples all in mine because everyone knows I like pink and purple. So that was very nice. And she gave me some tea from Tiavana because she had some that they were getting rid of, and it's gingerbread. And it's, I don't know, hopefully it's good, but it's Tiavana gingerbread tea, so it sounds delicious. And then that was it. That was it. We went back to the room, hung out. Kim came back with us, and got to sit and knit with us for a while before her husband came and picked her up. And I finally busted out my knitting and spinning, did a little bit of that, and I popped open my champagne, and we all had a nice little drink. And Ansha had brought 2 of these chocolate cupcakes. We had one the night before. We ate the other chocolate cupcake on Saturday night. So a little champagne, a little chocolate. Yeah, it's nice. And, we got home at a reasonable time. It was like 7 to 6. I don't know. Yeah, we left at 4, so it had to have been like 6:30 by the time we got home after we ate and stuff, because, we weren't at Panera for that long. So it was just nice to unwind, took a nice shower, got into my comfy pajamas, and I think I went to bed at like 9. I think I probably laid down at like 9. That was it. And then I knew we needed to get up early. I set the alarm for 6:30 because I wanted to get up and get on the road. We didn't have to do anything in the morning. No one was going to shower in the morning, and no one was going to get ready and had to do their hair or whatever. We didn't care. We were just get in the car, put on comfy clothes, get our stuff in the car, and go. So we had our continental breakfast again on the way. Oh, so I was up at 6:30. First thing I saw on my phone was a text message from my husband saying happy birthday, because Sunday was my birthday. And then as soon as Ansha got up, she sang me happy birthday in German, so that was really sweet and really cool. I never heard happy birthday in German, so that was fun. And then she got me a gift, and so they sell Regia in Germany, just in the grocery store, supermarket, or the clothing store next to the socks. and they sell it for like $8. So this is like the equivalent to them. This is like Patton's Croy. So she had a couple colors for me to choose from, and I picked this one. And so it's a seasonal color. It's the Regia Season 4-ply, and it is called, oh, I wrote that down, Zuckerstage, which translates, she told me and I looked it up online, I think it's like candy bar. So it's pink and orange. It does not remind me of the holiday at all, but it's pink and orange and blue, and I think that's kind of the pattern it's going to knit up to. So that'll be super pretty. I'll have to find maybe a white toe would be cute with this. So this is going to be super pretty. It's going to be like my Arnie and Carlos kind of style other Regias. It's not quite like that, but it's going to be the nice like fake Fair Isle. And then she makes these little pouches, I guess, and she basically saves all her scraps because she quilts and stuff too. And then she puts together these little pouches for her presents. And so like, it's beautiful. It's got nice little stripes on the inside, but I mean, this is gorgeous. And now I know what I want to do with all my little scraps of fabric because that is so cute. So I am going to dig out all my scraps and cut them out into little squares and hopefully make something like this because it's adorable. So I love it. So that was my birthday present from her on my birthday. So we got ready, we got our breakfast, and we left. Got in the car, and Google Maps. Should have just went to Apple Maps, but I used Google Maps again, and guess what happened? Get on the freeway, and I'm going the wrong way. And I should have known, but again, it's early. It's really early, and I don't know where I am. I'm in an unfamiliar territory, and it's early. So, and I hadn't had coffee because we did not drink the coffee. We were going to find Starbucks. So we're going the wrong way, and I knew, I kind of like, this isn't right, something's not right. And again, it switched over to the 9 hours and not 10 hours. I'm like, something's not right. And we're on a toll road. So about 10-15 minutes later, 50 cents later, we are turned around, back, going the right way, not making illegal U-turns like it wants me to. I'm surprised I didn't throw my phone out the window for real that time. And again, it's telling me, hey, there's a faster way. Do you want to go the faster way? No, I don't want to go the faster way. But we hit our Starbucks, and I'm new to the Starbucks app, okay? I've only had it for a couple months. It says, redeem your birthday reward. Okay, redeem. It pops up a barcode. I didn't know I had to say anything. I just assumed this was my birthday reward. So I purchased my coffee, my venti salted caramel mocha, which of course, you know, I don't usually buy a venti because A, they cost, they're kind of expensive, and B, I don't need that much coffee. But I'm thinking free birthday reward, I'm going to get a venti. Give her the thing to scan, or she says scan it, I scan it, and she's like, okay, your balance is blah, blah, blah. I'm like, this was supposed to be a birthday, you know, I thought it was free, and she's like, oh, you're supposed to tell me. I'm like, oh, well, can we, you know, credit that? And so she gets a manager, and they credit my account. Well, they basically just gave me a free drink because they did not redeem my birthday reward. So, you know, which is fine. So I went back today and got my free breakfast sandwich. But now I know. Hi, I would like to use my birthday reward for a breakfast sandwich and a coffee. And so then I scan it, and then I paid for my coffee and not my breakfast sandwich. So I kind of double dip from Starbucks, but you know, I didn't know. I followed the directions. Redeem your birthday reward. I didn't know I had to tell the cashier that I was redeeming my birthday reward. I thought that code, the barcode, would be birthday reward. So there's my Starbucks rant. Anyways, so we are on our way home. Beautiful drive. Got a little video Wiley took from the back seat of just the mountains and the trees, and so I'll put that in there. Again, we didn't stop much. Very good travel buddies. Very good travel buddies. We did not stop barely at all. We stopped for gas. We stopped for I think we got 2 Starbucks. I got my venti salted caramel mocha, and then I got a venti iced coffee later. We were looking for the You Are Here mugs, and apparently Pennsylvania is not easy to find the You Are Here mug along I-80, so you have to be on somewhere other than that area because we cannot find any. But used the bathroom a couple times, got gas, made it home by 7, a little after 7. So we left at 7-ish. No, we didn't. I don't think we left until like 8, maybe. Got up at 6:30, but you know we didn't get on the road till like 8, but we got home at 7. Before I left the hotel, I booked my room for next year. So, obviously I don't need to keep it, but I have it. So, I have until like the day before to cancel. So, I have my reservation for next year. Just, I was considering maybe doing like a Airbnb house if I can get a large group, because that would be really cool, and like do it like right in Rhinebeck. Like, how fun would that be? But, for now, I am booked at the Quality Inn, so I'm going to just hang tight with that for now. And yeah, as soon as I got home, it was my birthday, so my family was super excited to see me. I got lots of hugs and kisses and happy birthdays, and after I got all my stuff in and got my friends off on their way, we had some birthday cake and, saying happy birthday, and then I got presents from my family. So, the kids made me cards. So, happy birthday, and happy birthday, Mom, to Mom from David. Yay, your special day. Yay, from Emily. Some cute little cards. And then I guess they had some decent, like Jim said, they had some normal, regular, decent yarn picked out for me. And then they changed their mind, and they picked out this. Red Heart Scrubby Sparkle. David picked out the yellow, and Emily picked out the purple. And if you have watched Jen in the past, she used the scrubby, not the sparkle, but regular scrubby, and she said it killed her hands, and it was like the worst thing she has ever knitted with in her life. And now I get 2 of them. I'm thinking maybe crochet. I can make some crochet cloths. I feel like this would make pretty good dishcloths or like little washcloths. So I'll try it, but I don't want to kill my hands, Because this is, what is it? 100% polyester. So yeah. I'll have to see. I'll have to see what I can do with this. It's interesting. and then I got some socks. So Emily picked out little cat socks, knee-high cat socks. And then David picked out, can't see it, these cat socks. They got a little witch, it's like a little cat with a witch hat on. I had to put them on today. And then my husband got me a gift card to Joann's to use for a class. I still have my gift card from last year to use for a class because the classes, the classes aren't cheap, and then you need to buy supplies. So I had a gift card, and it wouldn't cover the class and supplies, so I kind of hemmed and hawed a lot. So I hemmed and hawed for so long that now I have 2 cards to go get a class and supplies and not have to worry about it. So I need to go look up a Joann class. And I think that's it. I've talked for an hour straight. I can't believe it, but I can believe it. Thank you if you've stayed conscious through this whole thing. It was another adventure. Every year it seems to get better and smoother and easier, better rooms, better everything. So I kind of got a handle of what to do, what not to do, and yeah, I'm excited to hopefully go next year. I mean, obviously at this stage I can't guarantee I'm going next year, but I am planning on going next year. I have my room for next year. I know Wiley wanted to go again, so we need a couple other roomies, but yeah, we'll see. So thank you. If I forgot anything, again, as I'm editing and looking through stuff, I will put in a bunch of photos or whatever at the end. And that's it. So stay tuned for a regular episode, maybe next week. Got a lot going on this week, so I don't know how much crafting I'll get done. But as long as I have something new to talk about and share, I will record an episode. So again, thank you. And I've had a great time at Rhinebeck. I'm happy to meet a bunch of new people. I'm looking forward to checking out some new podcasts, and hopefully I'll get some new friends and followers here as well. So take care. I hope you get to craft all the things. Bye.